Every night before bed, the man would dance a silly dance to make his wife happy. Yet despite loving his wife so deeply, he was tragically taken by cancer. On the day of her husband's funeral, Holly personally crafted an exquisite urn for him, and chose to hold the funeral at his favorite bar. There were no solemn prayers here, just an ordinary gathering ceremony. Glasses of alcohol were arranged in front of the urn. His good friend was the first to drain his drink, then placed the glass upside down on the urn, completing this unique farewell. Everyone sang along to the song he'd created while alive. Those silly lyrics always managed to make his wife laugh. She tried hard to keep herself from being sad, but each difficult smile was tinged with tears. Under Jerry's careful planning, this funeral had essentially turned into a party. Some shared funny stories about their time with him, while others discussed their future relationship plans. Throughout it all, Holly kept a smile on her face, as if Jerry's passing hadn't stirred any ripples in her heart. But after the funeral ended, when she returned home holding the urn, she was instantly stunned. The rental apartment she'd complained about being cramped countless times now seemed unusually spacious. Gone was the daily commotion. Gone were those tender words of care. She could only set down her eternally sleeping beloved and dial his voicemail over and over again.
Hey, it's Jerry. That is Gary Limo. Leave a message.
Only this way could she hear her husband's living voice. The next day, she still habitually made 2 cups of coffee, then put on her husband's jacket, feeling a trace of his lingering warmth. Watching the lovesick heroine on TV, she tried to learn that fearless strength, but when she walked down the quiet alley, the footsteps that used to chase after her with apologies had disappeared.
Jerry, get the light.
She always used to have her husband turn off the lights at bedtime, but when she turned over to embrace the pillow beside her, the feeling of reaching into empty air with no resistance instantly pulled her back to reality. She had to get up and lie on the couch instead. Falling asleep facing her husband's urn, Holly became increasingly despondent. She stopped going to work and refused to answer any concerned phone calls. She just wore the overalls her husband loved most, singing heart-wrenching songs, repeatedly stroking the couch covered with his clothes. She was almost lost in her own world, completely unaware that her mom and best friend had already appeared behind her.
Happy birthday!
It turned out today was Holly's 30th birthday. Her face was once again filled with melancholy, because her husband had promised to celebrate this day properly with her. Unfortunately, that promise had turned into regret. But just then, her sister said someone had delivered a package, yet she clearly hadn't bought anything in ages. As everyone looked on in confusion, they opened the package to discover it was a cake with her husband's name on it. Holly thought this was a surprise from her mom and best friend, but everyone denied it. Then her friend discovered a voice recorder inside the cake. Under everyone's astonished gaze, Holly pressed the button with confusion.
Hey baby, surprise! I know this probably feels a little bit morbid, but I just hate the idea that I'm not gonna be there to see you freak out over turning 30. I mean, it kills me not to be there. That's funny.
No, it's not.
Okay, no, it's not. You're gonna be so impressed. I have a plan, baby. Can you believe it? I've written you letters. Letters that will be coming to you all sorts of ways. Now, I thought I'd wait until your birthday because I figured you weren't even stepping out of the house for a while. Letter number 1 will be arriving tomorrow. Now, you must do what I say, okay? Okay? So, for starters, I want you to get dolled up and just go out and celebrate tonight. Denise, make a plan.
I'm on it. I'll help.
It broke her heart that her husband had still been worried about her well-being even on his deathbed. After a moment of grief, Holly still followed her husband's last wishes, put on a beautiful outfit, and went out with her best friend to celebrate. But the energetic atmosphere didn't make Holly happy. Only that empty corner could reflect her current lonely mood. Not until the alcohol numbed her nerve endings was she gently carried home by her family. She hadn't slept this soundly in ages, so much so that she forgot she was supposed to pick up her husband's first letter this morning. It wasn't until her best friend called to remind her that she ran all the way downstairs. Sure enough, there was a letter her husband had prepared in the mailbox, but when she opened it full of anticipation, she found it didn't contain any heartfelt sweet words from her husband. It just instructed her to buy a lamp and an elegant dress, telling her she'd need them when the next letter arrived.